Whatever rocks your socks, whatever spins your top, whatever winds your watch, whatever flips your flop, whatever turns you on, whatever flies your flag, whatever bangs your gong, or whatever swings your bag. Do it often, but do it well, 'cause nobody knows and there's no way to tell.
Well, second week in May, and the beach is still immaculate. And Steve is still disappointed every morning to come out here and find the beach is immaculate. And yeah, I count that as immaculate. Comparatively speaking, we've had a few rains, a couple rains, but the wind is still from the east. So, a few more weeks to go, I think, before the walk becomes something more than simply exercise. Yeah, one guy's set of footprints. That's it. These are the remains of a sea turtle. These are the scutes or ribs from underneath. It has, I suppose, died here. Look at that. Listen, I'm assuming this is a sea turtle. I don't know. These are definitely scutes. These are the fingernail-like coverings that go over the back. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a turtle. Oops. I forgot I was holding the camera there for a second. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. These are scutes from the top shell. So I'm thinking this guy's upside down in the sand. I don't know what I would do with all of this stuff, but I'm going to take it. It is illegal to have the remains of sea creatures in Thailand, but I don't think anybody is going to bother me about it. That's a steak. Some of the scutes are so, it's a spinal process. Again, I'm forgetting that I'm holding the camera. It's another spinous process. That's a stick. It's a stick. That's a scoot. Sticks and scoots. I think. Oop. More scoots. More spinous processes. Somewhere there should be a skull, but yeah, I don't know what I will do with all of this at home. Like I said, technically it is illegal to keep all this, but it's just too cool. I think that is it. That is all she wrote. I will point out again, everything I bring off the beach, every cigarette lighter, every little plastic rivet, every bone represents an old man bending over to pick up something off the ground and going as he does so. Every single item. All right, I'm gonna see how much of that I can fit in a plastic bag. Eureka! Try to get some light on it. The skull of the turtle. I have not found the lower jaw, but that's the upper jaw. I don't know how, but somebody has lost a whole bunch of cigarettes. They're all waterlogged. You couldn't smoke them, but they are unopened. That one feels light. I quit smoking May 1st. I don't know if somebody was smuggling and they had to jettison their load, or a container ship full of cigarettes went down. See, all you young fish out there, listen up, smoking kills. He's catching little tiny crabs. They fry them up, they're like popcorn. All you taste is texture. Texture, salt, and oil. That's how you eat tiny little crustaceans. Monsoon has finally arrived on Turtle Beach. The wind is shifted, it's coming out of the southwest, and over the coming weeks and months it will push all the good trash to my beach. It hasn't yet. The trash is still on the Indian side of the Indian Ocean, but it'll get here. And in the meantime, it makes a few changes in my life. For instance, I no longer have to worry about coming out here first thing in the morning at dawn to stay out of the sun, to be on and off the beach before the sun makes it hot. This time of year, we get a bit of relief from the sun. If you've ever lived in the tropics, you know the sun is not your friend. This time of year, because I don't mind being out here in the rain. It's raining right now. I don't know if you can see it or hear it, but I don't mind walking in the rain at all. So I can come out on a whim. I can come out any time of the day. Usually I'll come out right after the high tide. Like I said, there's not much on the beach this morning, but over the coming weeks, there will be more and more and more of the good trash that Steve likes. There are some people, particularly old women, who will come out and pick up bottles that can be recycled. There's a problem in Southeast Asia with the whole idea of recycling. If you're somebody who gathers trash, it's because your family is poor. And nobody wants to appear poor to their neighbors. So typically it will be old women who don't have to worry about face. Old women have earned their face, and it doesn't matter how much money their family has. They've raised their children, they've gone through childbirth, they have done everything the Buddha expects of them to earn merit, and they don't have to worry about face. Young men need to worry about face, and young men die in fights and on motorcycles trying to uphold their face. Old women don't. So you will see old women recycling, but that's about it. It's very difficult to sell the idea of gathering trash for profit in Southeast Asia. And that's something we will have to overcome. But for the moment, oh, and Falang, people like me, old white guys, don't have to worry about face. We don't have face. We will never have face. So we're just the world's biggest traveling circus, made up entirely of clowns who throw money at the audience. Whoop. There's Steve's big finger in the frame. So at the moment, anything good is going to be buried in these casuarina needles, and I don't go through and kick the needles over to try to see what's underneath, because you don't know what's underneath. And there are things that will hurt you on the beach, particularly a type of wood with real big, thick, strong thorns. I have found needles on the beach. I find broken glass fairly regularly, sharp bits of metal, and dead pufferfish, the spines from pufferfish. There are thousands of spines on the average pufferfish, and those bad boys will fall off the dead fish and get washed around on the beach. And if you step on one of those, the point will break off under the skin and maybe become infected. So really, the most dangerous thing to me is I do walk barefoot. It just feels too nice. It's a wonderful tactile sensation to walk barefoot on a beach. So I have to be careful, but the most common hazard to my feet are the spines of pufferfish. Not needles, not broken glass, not nails, rusty nails in wood. There's a fair amount of rusty nails in wood floating up. But for the most part, Steve has to be careful of pufferfish spines, and there's really no way of avoiding them. Aren't we a strange breed who walk along in the midst of all of this drama and stare at our feet? I don't typically pick up these black floats because I don't think they're attractive. But this one's in real nice condition and it's empty. A lot of times they'll be full of water and very heavy to carry. But I think I'll pick this one up. I'm going to push it out. It's got some water in the bottom. You can see by the way it rolls. I'm going to push it out on the sand so I notice it on my way back. And I'll take it home. Home is up there. Take it home, and eventually if you just leave it outside, the sun and the rain will wash off all those incrustations and you'll have a clean black float. And for whatever that's worth, I like to put them under the pile and put the colorful floats on top of the pile. Starting to lighten up. That is southwest. Over there is Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Burma, and Thailand. And it's starting to lighten up, so the sun will come out here in a little bit. Greens are good, greens and blues. If you're doing sea turtles, you need green for your turtles and blue for the sea. I'll come back on the way back home with my blade and cut up this net and throw it above the high tide mark in the mangroves. Try to keep it out of the sea as long as I can. Eventually everything ends up back in the sea. But the nets, I'll cut them up. I'll try to make them as safe as I can. If it's an intact, fairly new trap, oops, I'll leave it for a couple days in case a fisherman wants to come back and recycle it, reuse it. But something like that that's all busted up and covered in barnacles, That, I think, is the core of a tennis ball. And so it continues its epic journey after a brief sojourn on Turtle Beach, dreaming of its appearance at Wimbledon. That's the tennis thing, right? Wimbledon? All right, I'm gonna put down the camera so I can use both hands. Well, that looks like it's still usable, but be an awfully heavy thing for me to carry home. Though it does have a rope on it for ease of transportation. It's watertight. Never hurts to have another container of water out the back door, but yeah, I think I'm going to just drag it up onto the grass and maybe some fishermen will spot it and take it home. I'm not going to grab it today. onward. As the tide is coming in, I don't want to get cut off on the beach and have to walk home through the bush barefoot. So I'm going to hang it up and go home and have coffee, take a hot shower and have coffee. This is the only time of year I turn on the water heater in the house. Typically, the water comes out tepid the rest of the year. And you wish you had cold water. This time of year, it's a great joy to take a cold shower. So there is something red and something orange right up there. I'm going to go see what that is, and then I'm going to turn around and go home. It's round and orange, whatever that orange thing is. The red thing is just an old food container. Oh, it's a net float, and orange is a lighter. An orange net float. Those are fun. I hope it's not full of water. I don't feel like carrying it back if it's full of water. Nope. Light as a feather. Lovely. All right. All right. There's more of the same. But, like I said, that tide is coming in, and it will push all the way up. Well, once every 2 weeks, it'll push all the way up to the berm. Maybe not this morning, but now that I've mentioned coffee, I just feel like I want to go home and have coffee. Deep, Steve's Beach. To the uninitiated, it is Turtle Beach. To those who know, it's hot, so deep. Steve's Beach. Well, you're coming home with me, young lady. Why's that guy on my beach? Tell you what, I should watch more beachcombing videos. This tool is a back saver. I can't believe I've been doing this for 2 years without this. And this, I made myself a shoulder bag. I couldn't find anything to buy here locally. And the brief of the project is that everything be purchased locally. So this is an old rice sack and a bit of rope that I found on the beach, and I hot glued them together. And now I have a hand free for the camera and a hand free for the tongs. Ha. What will I learn in the next 2 years? And I'll tell you what, I had said before that pufferfish spines are the biggest threat to my safety while I do this. In point of fact, the actual biggest threat is these tendrily plants, because they want to trip me with every step. A lot of times, not right here, but a lot of times the good trash will be right up in the mangroves. And these tendrily plants will trip you up if you're not careful. They want to grab you by the ankles and dump you on your face. So you have to, it makes you walk slowly. It makes you keep in mind to walk slowly. Sir, do you have a permit to be on Steve's beach? Hot sit there. I don't think so. I don't remember signing off on anyone else using my beach this morning. But I guess I'm generous enough that I will let him This is a lagoon. This is the hot spring resort. South Thailand is famous for our hot springs, and this is a resort built around 7 of them. They had to leave the 8th one open to the public, otherwise the local villagers who've been using these hot springs for at least 700 years would have burned their new resort to the ground. So they left one open for the public, and it's a very nice place to go. Maybe sometime, whoops, maybe sometime I'll take you there. It's nice to stop in there. It's on the way home from here, actually. I might, obviously it's right there. Someone said, do you surf these waves? No, I don't ever go in the water. I'm terrified of water I can't see the bottom of. I have never been in this water in 2 years of living on this beach, and I hope never to be in that water. I found a pond. It's been 2 months since I found a chess piece, and I finally find a pond, and look at the size of the thing. Here on the backside of the lagoon. It's pretty cloudy, but I don't think it's going to rain. Onward. Huh! I have found 2 chess pieces today. I have never found 2 chess pieces on the same day, and they seem to be from the same set of tiny little figures. I have all the black knights I need. I actually have 3 black knights already. So that guy's a spare, but that's a rarity. Yeah. Well, that is more like it. 3 chess pieces in a single day, 2 of which can go on the board, and then a knight, a 3rd black knight that I don't really need, a 4th black knight. But that's a black pawn. I haven't found a chess piece in 2 months. And I come out here, and in one day, I find 3, one morning, in the space of half an hour, I find 3 chess pieces. Two months without a chess piece. And then 3 in one day. This one I can't really use. I've already got 1, 2, 3 black knights, so we'll put that over there for another set if I live long enough. And this we assume is a white pawn. It's a little small for this board. Oh, now I've done it. Oh well, you know what I'm aiming for. God willing, I will live long enough to complete my set. There was a time when every Thai woman's perception of romance was established by books like this. They didn't have the novels and poetry and plays that we have in the West. They just had these. Now, I have no idea what is setting the standard for romance in Thailand. Well, it's time to cover it up anyway. Okay, third week in May 2024, and I'm going to call this project Dead on Arrival. I murdered it in the paint process. I will never again try to weather an object with paint. I ended up just obviously covering it all up with silver. I built it intending to give it as a gift to a coffee shop here in town that is decorated with steampunk and anime and things like that. But it's too crappy. I'm not going to offer it to anybody. I'm just going to leave it out here in front of the house This fell off the wall and only lost, I think, four bottle tops. So I'm pleased with that. It fell all the way to the ground and landed on its face and only lost four. Or I guess Chamnan's had them collected there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Apparently it lost 7 bottle tops. Yeah, I like that better than that.
Whatever shaves your sheep, whatever bakes your clam, whatever digs your peat, whatever smokes your ham, whatever blows your nose, whatever chews your bone, whatever squirts your hose, whatever sings your song. Do it often but do it well. Nobody knows and there's no way to tell. When you're riding, it's that chippy do down, shoot down to that